RiftBound boosters sold out in less than an hour, and it's a good thing. Now, I know if you are watching this channel, you're not watching because of me. You're watching because you're starved of RiftBound content, and so you just stumble upon here and you are annoyed that it sold out so fast. It's actually a good thing that RiftBound sold out in an hour. You see, a lot of hype before the game launches is going to be powered by speculation. We can jump on eBay and we can see cards that are going for $400, $500 already. And so everybody who is trying to buy cards now is either a speculator or trying to inoculate themselves from speculation. And that's a good thing. It means that the overall sentiment for the game is good, and I'm betting that this is all part of Riot's overall strategy, because in their announcements and in their communications before, it's been quite obvious and clear that the majority of the cards that are being printed and distributed are going to be sold through direct wholesale channels for local card shops and for local game stores. The success of a collectible card game, a lot of it hinges on in-person grassroots support, and the card shop is our community center of choice. It is our third place, and part of the joy of playing a collectible card game is the social aspect. It gives us a reason to get out of the house, get our butts to a card shop, meet up with people, see if they have new things to trade or sell, and us vice versa, and just talk shop and play some games. It is a very powerful reason for us to just meet up and have something to talk about instead of, I don't know, whatever banal things that people talk about, like how's the weather, how are you doing, what's happening at the job, or even more frustrating things like politics and economics. Like, man, when I want to hang out, I just want to talk about something fun with some sort of meaning to it, but nothing too heavy, and a collectible card game is that. But it needs to be a good business for the third places, for the card shops. Otherwise, they won't be incentivized to host us. And so Riot, in creating a very strong incentive for card shops to support RiftBound, that is a good thing, because that is a requirement for longevity. Now, that being said, it is annoying because I myself didn't get any allocation for the cards. I foolishly thought that I would be able to get them in the morning because I'm in Singapore and the cards went on sale at midnight my time, but when I woke up, they'd already been sold out. Again, annoying. I live with myself in saying that, look, it's just a game. Even if I stayed up, I'm not even sure if I would have gotten any cards, but I would have guaranteed that I would have had a bad day, not having enough sleep, being irritable, and being really frustrated. But for this to work for me as a player or a speculator, I cannot think about it as a life and death existential business where I need to chase every 1% advantage to getting the best cards everywhere. I just don't work that way. It has to be fun to collect. It has to be fun to buy it. There is a lot of gamesmanship to getting the best deals and getting and buying cards, but also in a game, you have to realize that you can't win on everything, and if you try to chase every opportunity, that is a sure way to squeeze out all of the pleasure from an experience. And so it's important to me, and maybe important to you, to have boundaries about what you will and what you will not do in chasing cards. Because in boundaries, it just gives you a lot of freedom to really focus on what is meaningful for you here. For me, more meaningful than getting cards is talking about this, because I think that actually is more fun to me than staying up late, hitting refresh over and over again, trying to get cards, and then either successful, being smug for about 5 minutes, or unsuccessful and being salty for about 2.5 months. None of that seems fun to me. And so I decided to nope out of it. And maybe in your own card collecting journey, that is a useful idea to understand where your boundaries are and what situations will you in turn nope out of. It sounds like the website broke, and it shouldn't be a surprise for anybody at Riot because the merch store is not built for high volume transactions now. But it is something that could have been avoidable because Riot is no longer that indie games company, and knowing this surge in people who really want to buy a scarce, valuable thing in short order, it could have been done better. I hope that Riot, having experienced this, understands that maybe a better process in the future can work, because for all intents and purposes, hitting refresh to maybe get the right allocation is a subpar experience. The fact that the anti-bot systems were inconsistent means that some scalpers were able to use bots to buy more than their share of allocation. Now, because it's Riot and because it's RiftBound, we have no choice but to accept and hope for the better. But knowing Riot, that hope is not misplaced. I believe, as an ex-Rioter, that Riot will always see its mistakes and try to do better seriously. Think about when you complain, it is best to think about it as feedback for Riot to do better next time. But ultimately, we should depend on the local card stores to be the source of our cards in the future. So if you can, get onto the local card store and see if there's still room for pre-sales. And if not, then I guess you're just like the rest of us, waiting for the next wave of announcements from RiftBound to see how we can get access to other cards, because we have more than 3 months left until the wide announcement. So it would really surprise me if this is the only way we can get cards in the next 3 months. So stay ready. Do not get angry. Keep your eyes peeled to the RiftBound official channels, because there definitely will be other ways to get RiftBound cards. But even if they're not, the fact that it sold out so quickly, that is a wonderful sign that RiftBound has a decent chance of being successful. And yeah, and if you're early like me, and you are early because you're annoyed that pre-sales didn't turn out in your favor, and you are 4 months before it launches, that bodes well for you, because if we are early on something successful, then that means we will reap disproportionate rewards. So keep on keeping on. You're doing great. And I'll see you at the next random point for RiftBound.